Good morning, my diamond. SheilaTruelove here with you. I made a video yesterday for my adult children, and I was doing everything in my power to speak very calmly and very slowly. But that wasn't my real personality. I sound like I must have been drinking, or I sound like I've been shooting up drugs or something crazy because I was trying to, just be this calm person. And I am calm. I can be calm. At the same time, it just was not my personality. And what I wanted, the point I was trying to get across with my adult children is yes, I love you. I will always love you. At the same time, you know, people, oh my God, it's like the hardest thing in the world. The hardest thing in the world to do is to be a parent. And, some people, this is the way I personally feel, and it's just my opinion. Tell me if I'm wrong. People who don't have a clue. Oh, child, they don't have no children. They want to sit around here and talk about what parents are supposed to do and parents this and parents that. Really? And even for the ones who have children, were you a single parent? Like if you was left being a single parent, could you have pulled it off on your own? Or where would you be as we speak if you was left struggling to be a single parent? And I'm trying to get my adult children to understand. Boundaries is definitely a necessity in life, so that you could get along with other people. What is the purpose of boundaries? Boundaries is the purpose for it is if you want us to get along. If we're going to try to, be in each other's company and be happy with each other, you set boundaries. And some people say it's to protect yourself. And I get that part. I do. But protect yourself from what? Now, my thing, when you say protect, I keep thinking about somebody's physically wanting to beat you up physically. You know what I mean? And because you have some people who, when they use drugs, they get psychosis, they start getting schizophrenic, they hear voices telling them to attack you and hit you. And, you got to protect yourself from those kind of people. Or people who sometimes they drink and they get violent. I mean, physically violent. Of course, you got to protect yourself from that. And then, of course, there's this emotional thing. When someone is... Check this out. Because I'm not trying to understand... I don't understand why are people such a coward. They're cowards. That's it. You want protecting yourself from what? Okay, we understand that there's such a thing called emotional, mental abuse. But you should never see it as abuse when someone is giving you constructive observations, okay? Constructive observations mean when they tell you things, it's not going to always be what you want to hear. But it's going to be what you need to hear. And you got people talking about you being disrespectful because you tell them the truth. You don't know how to talk to people. Why? What makes you say that? Because you keep telling me the truth. You feel that I'm being abusive, disrespectful, don't know how to talk to people because I speak the truth and I give you constructive observation. What? See, that's what I'm talking about when you have this millennial, the millennials of today. Let me tell you what their boundaries are. Their boundaries are, you don't say the truth. I'm allowed to say how I feel about things. But you're not allowed to say how you feel about anything if it's not praising me. That's the freaking millennials. They're allowed to have their viewpoint or see things the way they see it. Oh, but God, oh, child, you're going to be thrown in the lion's den. The moment you start telling them, Lord, this is the way I see it. You let them know. I fully understand what you're saying. And when it comes to my children, I understand everything that they're saying. At the same time, there are some things I just don't agree. And honey, when you don't agree, child, here comes the wrath. You're disrespectful. You got to have people, and then they're going to come out with some dumb, I'm trying to be respectful. And they'll sit up here and tell you, Listen, you'll notice that you're losing people. When you set boundaries, you're going to lose people. Yeah. People are going to start to pull away from you because they can't use you. They can't control you. They can't keep you under their thumb. People ain't even trying to do nothing like that. But their thinking is warped. Do you know what warped thinking is? Sometimes you got people who they need to come up out of the books and start to look at reality. It is what it is. And stop. Oh. Whoo, child. I'm almost getting my blood pressure and my sugar levels up, trying to get them to understand that experience is the best teacher. In life, let me tell you what I've learned. People want, in order for people to feel safe with you and to feel comfortable with you, you have to be like really genuinely authentic. You have to be real. Stop being nice. Oh my God, I want to drill this in. Stop being nice. Stop being nice. And start being kind. Start being a good person. Start being genuine. Start being authentic. Stop being fake and phony, because that's what's associated with nice. You're so busy trying to be nice because you want people to like you. And you have to understand also, this is something I also try to get my children to understand. Life is about confrontation. Confrontation is not a bad thing. Confrontation means you confront things. But you have some people, they're so afraid of dealing with other people because they have a problem with saying no. You see, no is a complete sentence. No is just no. I don't have to give you an explanation. I said no. Usually I say no when they say, but why? And they want to go into their spiel and all of this because it's not convenient for me, or it's too stressful for me, or, that don't sit well with me and I'm not comfortable with it. And that's all I need to say. When I say no, to be honest with you, you shouldn't have to go into details about anything. And that's what you have a lot of these millennials who are so afraid to get out there and meet people and do whatever because they know that, they're going to ask me for something and I'm going to have to tell them no, and then they're not going to like me anymore. Why should you care about someone liking you when that someone is not, they only want to use you? So you don't like me? Why don't you like me? Because you can't use me? You can't take advantage of me? You can't abuse me? They're good riddance to bad rubbish. You see, I'm the baby boomer generation. That's the way a lot of us see it. But not the millennials. They're so busy trying to be liked by everyone and gain everybody's approval. And that's why they have the highest suicide rate. They have the lonely as all hell. Because you know what they're laying up with? Let me tell you what they got. They're walking around hanging out with their boundaries. So you got all your boundaries and you ain't got nobody. And I'm not saying that it has to be like a relationship, romantic thing. I'm talking about just friends. Do you have a problem developing and holding on to relationships? Because I don't. I have the same 3 friends for 46, 2025 is going to be 47 years. But do you find that you're having a difficulty, hanging on to relationships or establishing relationships? Time to do a self-inventory. Everybody can't be, messed up. I have to look at myself and say, what's going on? And I think you need to show that you have vulnerabilities too. You're not perfect. Yeah. Let's hear some of your flaws. Don't be getting around here all in public talking about what people this and I'm always the victim. Somebody's always doing something wrong to me. Do you have any flaws? Any at all? Because it would be nice to hear them. People want to hang out with and associate with people who are relatable. I have people saying that they have this content creator and they really love him. He's gorgeous. Oh my God, he's beautiful. But he uses words that nobody really wants to relate to. He's always the victim. He does nothing but projection. And here's the thing. Blame, 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 blame. Always blame and make excuses. Never take accountability for himself. Never, never, ever will you see one of his videos where he sits up here and take full accountability without blaming his parents or some craziness. I'm just putting it out there. That first video I made, I was trying to be nice. No, now I'm being kind. I'm keeping it real. This is a kind and a loving thing to do. Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle.